Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Okay. So in the previous episode we learned that we need to develop our mind and why we have lust, anger and delusion. And from the beginning of these episodes, even from the beginning of these episodes, we have been talking about lust, anger and delusion. Dear Dhamma friends, and I said that from the Buddha's teachings, we are giving more priority for our body and to gain material things in life. To gain land and to we try to save money to the future use. Then we will try to have a lot of properties for the happiness in life. But then when you are losing those properties one day, if somebody steals those properties and wealth, how would you feel? Which will be more effective? The happiness that you experience because of your properties and money, or the sadness that you experience when you lose these things? Which will be which will give more, which will be more effective for you? Which would give more depression for you? Losing or gaining? Losing or gaining? Losing. So, but mostly people, they try to rely on something external to gain happiness because they forgot that external things are changing. External things are impermanent. External things are not under our control. But people try to control things which are not possible to control. Then that's why people get depression. That's why people can't sleep properly. That's why people can't sleep properly. The things that are not possible to control, they try to control. Today, in this episode, I would like to teach you about the ordinary treasure and the Buddha's treasure. You know, the people in the past, they used to deposit valuable things. They used to dig this earth, dig deeply this earth, and until they find water, and they used to deposit that treasure to use in future. Now, archaeologists, what do they find? The things that were deposited thousands and years ago. They find very valuable things. So, you know, Buddha preaches. There are some people. So now this teaching, I'm going to teach you from a book called Khuddaka Nikaya. What's the name of the book? Khuddaka Nikaya. In English we can say minor sections. Minor sections. So the name of the sutta is Nidhi Khanda Sutta. Say after me. Nidhi Khanda Sutta. Nidhi Khanda Sutta. Sutta means the teaching, whatever the teaching that Buddha gave. So the name of the sutta is Nidhi Khanda Sutta. So this is about a treasure. This is about a treasure. So this treasure is not the ordinary treasure that we're going to learn. From this sermon, we will get the chance to learn the ordinary treasure, the ordinary treasure, and also the Buddha's treasure. So, in the past, dear Dhamma friends, there was a merchant in India. He was participating in an alms-giving ceremony. Alms-giving ceremony means he was offering food to the Buddha and to the Buddha's disciples, to the ordained disciples. So while he was engaged in such a ceremony, immediately a minister came with a message sent by a king, He took a message from the king, and he came all of a sudden to this merchant and said, "Dear merchant, king wanted you to be in the palace immediately." What would have this merchant said? He said, "Tell the king that I am depositing a treasure, but tell him I am depositing a treasure." So then the minister said, now the minister, what he understood was depositing a treasure. He went back to the king and said, he will come back, but he is depositing a treasure, so that king will not get angry with the merchant. Because when a king has sent a message, he has to accept it. But then he needs some time to go back. But then since he said that he is depositing a treasure, that will be beneficial for the king as well. So the king kept quiet. So on that occasion, Buddha preached this sutta. Buddha preached this sermon. Sutta means a sermon, a Dhamma talk. Name of the Dhamma talk is Nidhikanda. What's the name of the sutta? Excellent. Then Buddha preaches to the bhikkhus and for the lay disciples there, mainly for the lay disciples on this occasion. After he consumed food, he said, "Dear people, dear Dhamma friends, some people, for the sake of using in future, they dig this earth to deep and they deposit valuable things. For the sake of these things, Buddha preaches, if I get caught to the king, I may use this money and escape from the king. If the king punishes me, to give this money and escape." Then Buddha preaches, if I get caught to thieves, I will give this money and escape. Why? Now these are the reasons Buddha is explaining why people deposit treasure. Now today you might put your money in a bank. Then Buddha preaches, to escape from and to overcome your debts, to pay if you have taken money from others, to pay back those debts in future, to pay back the debts that you have. If you were to take some money, sometimes you might have to borrow money from people. So just in case to pay back, you keep this money extra. Then also to use in disasters, in natural disasters, in droughts. Don't we need money? Don't we need to save money? We need to save money. So for future use, people deposit this treasure. But then Buddha preaches, people deposit money having many intentions for future plans, having many intentions and future plans. But then the place we have deposited the money might change due to landslides, due to soil erosion, due to earthquakes. Can't it change? It can change. Now today what could happen to a bank? Bank might go bankruptcy. Why? Whatever the money that we deposit, are they just keeping all that money in their bank? No, they are investing on another place. So do all the people lend money? Do all the people who borrow money from banks, who take loans, they pay back in time? No. So is these things are stable? Not stable. So even though we are not depositing things on the earth, yet even if we are depositing things in a bank, that is not 100% safe. So during Buddha's time, it used to be like depositing on the ground and in their stores in the house. Then, dear Dhamma friends, Buddha preaches, sometimes he might forget where he deposited. Then, either there are non-human beings. Either these non-human beings might take these things. Then, either demons will take these things away. Either demons will change the place. Then will he be able to take this? Will he be able to take the benefit of this treasure in future? No. then either what happens, it might belong to a person that he might not like. Now, dear Dhamma friends, in the prison, we go to preach Dhamma to the prison as well. I met one boy. That boy's entire family has died in a car accident. The mother, father, and 3 sisters has died in a car accident. He has escaped. Since the entire family has passed away, the mother and father, they used to be the owners of the properties. They were from a very good family. They were very rich people. But then after their parents died, the uncles and aunties have tried and they are trying to take over the property. The remaining child is just 20 years old. He's been chased away from the house. The boy has been chased away from the house. Now I meet this boy in the prison. You know what has happened later? Now see what happened to people. This boy, when he was chased from the house, after he was chased from the house by his uncles, he has come to Colombo, and when he was in the seaside, he has lived in the beach for 2 days. He has stayed in the beach for 2 days, and then another person has taken him and given him a job in his restaurant. So he has to work there for some time and earn some money, and he has bought a bike, a used bike. The bike that he has bought was a bike that has been stolen by someone. And he got caught for the police after buying this bike. Legally, he has to go through the court to come out from this problem. Now see how people fall into troubles. So that boy, so now what happened? His wealth, whatever the parents accumulated for him, who's fighting for those things now? Other people. Now other people are residing in those houses. So these kind of incidents happen in this world. But then when they fall in trouble, for them there are no refuge for them. What can the government do? Just imagine about that boy. He bought a bike. He got a job finally. He got a place to stay at least. But then he fall into trouble. So from these things you should understand that external things are ending with sadness. External things means material things. Anything that is subject to change, apart from this path to happiness, are giving us suffering. So then with the preachers, either these properties will be taken by people that we do not like. Doesn't it happen in the world? Is it all in Sri Lanka? No. Then, dear Dhamma friends, Buddha preaches, when his luck is over, when his merit is over, merit means another word in Pali, merit means another word for happiness. When the time period for him to have happiness is over, he will lose these things. So then Buddha next preaches how to deposit a wonderful treasure that will not leave you. Would you like to know that? Let's learn that in the next episode. So the ordinary treasure, the ordinary money that we put in banks, will it give us lasting happiness? No. Can't it give us a lot of problems? It can. Won't we suffer one day, at least in the last stage of our life? We will suffer. Even though it might help us in life to buy medicine and to have a nice car and die peacefully. Die peacefully means maybe while sleep you die. Yet, who will use that treasure anymore? Will you be able to use that treasure? No. No. Sometimes not even your children. Not even your grandchildren. It might be taken by the government. So we should learn to deposit a wonderful treasure. Next, learn that wonderful deposit of treasure. How to deposit this wonderful treasure according to the Buddha's teachings in next episode. So stay with us, and may you be able to recognize the best way of depositing a good treasure and learn and try to avoid attachment towards the treasure that you have at the moment, and be detached those treasures and live a wonderful life and attain the ultimate bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.